Hey everyone, welcome back to the Beginner Fly Tying Series. I'm Tony, and this is Terrible Ties with Tony. Today, we're going to be talking about the San Juan Worm. Super cool fly to tie. Very easy, will catch a lot of fish. These are also fun because all you really need is some chenille, some thread, and a hook, and you could choose any color variations of materials that you already have in your box. This one's good practice for keeping material straight on top of hooks, and also pretty cheap to tie when you think about the cost of materials for these. Thanks to everyone that watched the previous videos in this series. If you haven't seen them already, go back and check them out. It'll help you get all the basics down. Let's go. Let's talk materials for your San Juan worms. All you're really going to need is some thread and some chenille. Really, you can choose whatever you want for chenille. There's tons of colors, tons of sizes. Sizes you should match pretty closely with the size of your hook. But for the sake of this series, just get going with whatever you have in your box. By using whatever you already have, you can get some good practice in and get the basics down. No need to purchase new materials if you have a little bit of chenille and some thread around. For this version, we're using a size 14 nymph hook, orange thread, and some fine orange chenille. And that's all we need. Let's get started. Get your hook in your vise. Grab your tying scissors and some of your orange chenille. I usually take a little bit more than I need here. Be a little bit wasteful because we can trim that up when we're finished. Take your tying thread. Get your jam nut started. Go ahead and snip your tag end. Wrap that all the way back. A little bit beyond the bend of your hook. Now I like to take it and make a wrap forward also, just so your chenille has something really good to grab onto with this thread base. And then stop at the eye of the hook and wrap back that into your thread base again. Now you want to take your chenille, try to line it up about in the middle, right on the top of your hook. Give it one wrap over and square it up on top of your hook again. Another wrap. Make sure it's staying in place. You can snug it up a little bit here. You can see there it tried to flip around the hook again. It's going to do this pretty good while you work your way forward, so don't worry too much about it. I'm going to pull this back, take a few wraps forward. Lay your chenille down again. Start wrapping thread in another small section. Make sure you're trying to keep this on top of your hook the whole time. This is a good fly for this kind of practice. There's other materials that are much more difficult to keep up there. So now I'll wrap my thread forward to a little bit behind the eye of the hook. Our last little section of thread. See, it's trying to fold over on me again. Keep it right on top. You got that nice and locked in there. Now that we're all the way up, we're going to do a 3 or 4 turn whip finish. Finish that out nice and tight. We're going to snip our thread. For these, for my total length, I like to make them about 2 times a hook shank. So split the difference in front of and behind the hook and snip your chenille. So something about like that. Then you're going to want to take a lighter and barely singe the ends. Gives it a little bit of a cone shape. And there you have it. Your first San Juan worm. We'll go through another one of these in a different color here very quickly. So maybe you can see that a little bit better. Start with our jam knot. Snip our tag end. Go ahead and go through and we'll build our thread base all the way from front to back. We'll wrap back to the bend of our hook. And get our chenille ready. Right on the top of the hook. One wrap to kind of secure it in place a little bit while we work with it. A couple more wraps, making sure to keep that right on top of the hook. It's definitely going to try to walk on you. Hold your chenille back. Work forward to about halfway. Lay your chenille back down. One loose wrap. Staying nice and tight on top of the hook there, so we can give it a couple more tight wraps. Staying in place pretty good. Now we'll wrap to just behind the eye of the hook. Loose wrap right in there. Check it one more time. Make sure it's staying. It's good right there. So now you're ready to whip finish. Still trying to move a little bit. So we'll move our wrap back just a little bit. Get our whip finisher set up. Give that 3 or 4 turns. This is a good spot to pause for a second and talk about what we're actually doing here. This channel is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to have a good time. We're supposed to make mistakes. So let's do it together. As you can see, I just had one right here where my material slipped off, moved around in my thread. No big deal. If this happens to you, just pause, get control of your material again and start wrapping thread again. Nothing catastrophic in this little bit of a failure here. Generally, I make these about twice the length of the hook overall. Snip there. Give it a snip there. And you want to use a lighter, just barely toast the ends. Give you a little bit of a taper at the end. Just like that. And snip our thread away. And there you have it. Finished San Juan worm. If this video was helpful, please hit all the buttons, like, subscribe, everything else. You know the drill. Let us know what you want to see tied next. If we get a good comment with a good suggestion, whoever drops that in the comments below, you'll get mentioned in the next video. Tight lines until next time, everyone. Now go catch some fish and let us know what you got them with.